Hey, I'm Sakali. I streamed a whole bunch of demos during Steam Next Fest, and today we're going through everything I ranked 2 stars. First up is Doggy Don't Care, which is the little animal chaos simulator. It starts off on a good front with a few different objectives and abilities you can use to advantage to complete them, but I think it needs a little bit more from that. Like, there's a few items that you can interact with that you would think would lead to like a little secret badge or something to unlock that don't. There was a few times where I would unlock a new area and I would start playing around with some things, but nothing would happen. So you just left there going, well, now what? And some of the rooms had very little on offer in them to begin with. So Doggy Don't Care is on the right track, but needs a little bit more. Next up is Midnight Crimes. It starts off really promising. It's got this really dark narrative, some fabulous voice acting, and they lean really heavily into this kind of noir detective theme. However, that's also a little bit of its downfall. Because of the kind of dark noir atmosphere, and they've gone for all these different like weird camera angles, it is a nightmare to move around in the world. I was constantly checking my map and I was constantly being locked out of certain directions, accidentally doubling back on myself all the time. Sometimes I couldn't even see where I was in the little area because of the different camera angles that it sets you. And then as you're doing these kind of long-winded dialogue conversations walking around the town, you can very easily just be wandering for a very long time. So it takes a long time to get anywhere, and that's really not ideal. Everything's very slow moving. But I did really enjoy the narrative at its core, and I liked the voice acting of it. It just really needs all those movement mechanics and the camera angles mechanics to be completely redone. I hate that so much. Next up we have Promenade, which feels like your kind of Little Big Planet or even Banjo-Kazooie Super Mario style game, where there's a whole lot of mini games effectively picked up in every level with different challenges to unlock collectibles as you go along. I did have a little bit of fun with some of the different tasks, like even just the simple one of getting these two together was really cute, and how it's all in the environment. I want to see how the overarching kind of bits fit together. Like once you've gained all 3 pieces, nothing seemed to happen. I don't know what the next part is. And then some of the controls just need a little bit more refining and retuning because they felt a little bit less forgiving than they should be for a game like this. But I am still excited to see more when it comes out. Next up we have Garden Life. It's a very cozy garden decoration simulator. However, I think my main problem with it is its indecisiveness. You can see that in some of the art style where a lot of it is this kind of realistic thing, but then your bike is this kind of watercolor cell shading, so that doesn't really match with the rest of the vibe. And then as well, they list things like how far plants need to be away from each other to grow properly, but then that doesn't seem to actually impact it in the arena itself. So I don't think they're a bit undecided there. And then as well, when you go into town to buy supplies, the town is pretty much empty anyway. Like there are some buildings that aren't opened yet, and the one building that you need to go doesn't have anyone there to meet. So all of that at the moment feels like it just could have been a menu. It didn't need to be a whole location you had to therefore go to turn from. It was just a bit of an overkill for what they've got at the moment, but maybe we'll see that be populated in the future when it's got further into its progress. But for now, it felt a bit redundant. Those were all of our 2-star games. You can check out all the videos of the gameplay on my YouTube, or you can catch me live on Twitch. Until then, I'll see you next time.